Namaste all. Welcome to First Language English Class 9. Today we are going to have Unit 8, The Storyteller by Saki H.H. Munro. Children always like journeying, but very soon they get bored, but one cannot stop the journey. One has to engage the children or else they start disturbing the people around. Think of different ways of engaging the attention of the children for a few minutes and share your thoughts with your friends. Let's see what are all the activities that are to be given to the children to engage them in the work. And the most important thing what we can do with the children is storytelling. Why are we talking all this about children? Yes, it's all about keeping the children, the little tots, engaged. Otherwise, they become distractive and they become very mischievous. Right? Let's see. Let's know about our author, Hector Hugh Munro, 18 December 1870 to 14 November 1916. Better known by the pen name Saki and also frequently as H.H. Munro, was a British writer whose witty, mischievous and sometimes macabre stories satirized Edwardian society and culture. He is considered a master of the short story and often compared to O. Henry and Dorothy Parker. Influenced by Oscar Wilde, Lewis Carroll and Kipling. He himself influenced A. Milne, Noel Coward and P.G. Wodehouse. In this particular lesson, we are going to deal about a storyteller. See how in the following story an aunt and a bachelor try to pacify the restless children. Find out who is the gifted storyteller here. Shall we go? Yes. Storyteller by Saki. And here into the lesson. In this lesson, The Storyteller is a short story by Saki. Especially, this is a story within a story. Let's know the character of the story as well as within the story. Fine. Look at these pictures. You will be getting them again. Yes. The aunt. The aunt is a nameless character that Saki does not offer a description of. She accompanies her nephew and two nieces on a train ride. She is not very good with the children. She challenges the bachelor to tell a better story. The aunt is a rather flat character, posing as a conventional authority figure. Cyril. Cyril is one of the three children accompanied by their aunt in the carriage. He is the only character in the storyteller that actually has a name. Cyril is the one who keeps annoying his aunt with questions that she finds hard to answer, which then leads her to tell the boring story. The small girl. The bigger of the small girls listens to the aunt's story and challenges its ending. Afterwards, she declares it was the stupidest story she ever heard. The smaller girl. The smaller of the small girls starts to recite On the Road to Mandalay, more precisely the first line of the poem. When the aunt starts telling her the story, smaller girl listens for a while. But she quickly loses interest and starts to recite the poem again. The bachelor. The bachelor is a man who just happens to be in the same carriage as the rest of the characters After the aunt finishes telling the children her story with no success at keeping them quiet, he points out her story's flaws. As a result of that, he is challenged to tell a better story. The children find this story more entertaining and they also appreciate its realness. Bertha. Bertha is a character in the story within the story, told by the bachelor. She is a horribly good girl who receives 3 medals for her goodness. Bertha is a stereotypical good girl, but she is the only character that undergoes development throughout the story. Now children, let's see how the lesson begins. We are only going to see the summary of this lesson, and the other part of the story within the story is going to come to you as a video. Shall we start the summary? One hot day, a woman travels in the train with 3 children, her 2 nieces and nephew. A man is also in the train car. The children are notorious, and though the woman tries to control them, they refuse to sit still and quiet down. The children are especially fond of asking questions beginning with why. The aunt does not have good answers to these questions, which both she and the children see. The man in the train car is annoyed by the children and scowls at all of them. In turn, the aunt decides that he is a mean, unfriendly man. The aunt begins to tell a story about a little girl who was good. The little girl made a lot of friends, and these people save her from a wild bull because she is good. The children interrupted the story to ask more curious, humorous questions such as, would they have saved her if she hadn't been good? Which the aunt is again unable to answer well. Children call the story stupid. Suddenly, the man speaks, saying to the aunt, you don't seem to be a very good storyteller. The aunt tells him that it is hard to tell a story for children, and he sets out to prove her wrong by telling a story of his own. Children, let us watch a video where children listening to a story and how they distract the storyteller. And let's find from the video how the storyteller was successful in telling the story. The same story which we are having in this lesson, we will be watching in a video form.
Okay. Shall we listen to a story of a very good girl? Her name was Bertha, and she was extraordinarily good. Okay. She got 3 medals. One was, all the 3 medals she had put in a dress.
Copper medal.
Yes.
Copper.
Gold. Yes. All the 3 she had put. And everybody in her country liked her so much. She was so
She'll
good,
be very beautiful.
but not as pretty as you children are.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
She was little.
let us just continue the story.
Okay.
She was so good that the prince of the country called her to walk in his park. To walk in his park. There were pigs in the park.
Pigs.
Yes.
Why there was no ships?
Why there was no sheep means queen got a dream that the prince will be killed by the sheep and the clock. So in the palace, in the park, there was no sheep, and in the palace there was no clock. Okay. So
Why is in the palace?
because the queen was afraid that the prince will be killed. Okay. Then Bertha was allowed to walk in the park. When she was walking in the park, she was feeling so happy. She was feeling, oh, because I am good, I am allowed to walk in the park. And when she was walking happily in the park, the medals in her dress was
Shaking.
Yeah, shaking, and was making a beautiful cling, cling, cling sound. And suddenly there was a growling sound. Okay. Yes, yes. It was wolf. Yes. Do you know why wolf came in the park? There were many pigs in the park.
That she will eat the hungry.
Yes. Wolf was
Wolf
hungry.
was so hungry,
He wanted
to kill the fat pig.
Okay. But when he came inside the park, who did he see in the park walking?
Bertha.
He saw the Bertha walking in the park. The wolf saw Bertha and it went and attacked Bertha. When he went and attacked Bertha, Bertha ran and hid near the bush. When Bertha ran and
Bush
hid,
means
small bushy plants, and she hid near the bush. And the wolf saw, he did not find Bertha. Then he thought, oh, Bertha, she ran away, and he turned away and was about to walk away. But suddenly what happened? There was a sound. What was the sound?
The medal.
Medal sound. And what happened to the wolf? What happened? Listening to the sound, he again returned. And what happened? Attacked Bertha again. But she did not run this time. She couldn't run this time. The wolf. She cannot run.
Her energy full
Went away. Then the wolf attacked Bertha and he ate away Bertha. The left one was her medals and her pieces of cloth. Her pieces of dress pieces were fallen down. And the wolf, being good, is also sometimes bad, isn't it? Because she was good, she was made to walk in the park.
We should not be so good. Little bit bad.
Yes, we must not be too good. So good that danger will occur. Anyway, did you like this story?
Yes.
Okay then.
The story is but the story.
But
Now children, that you have watched the video and you have also watched how the children were so much distracted by asking the questions, by asking number of questions to the storyteller, but still the storyteller kept on the way by taking the story forward and completing the story. Let's move to the glossary part of our lesson. And here it is a sentence given. It was a sultry summer afternoon and we were walking home. The sultry is a word used in the lesson and the meaning of sultry is uncomfortably warm, hot, humid. Degaya, garam. Next, persistent rain affects our daily routine. Here, the word persistent is continuously. We'll see the meaning of persistent, doing something continuously. Here, the children in the story, they were continuously distracting and they were asking questions continuously. Nirantara, nirantar. Fine. Let's see the other word. I never smack my children. And here we have used it in this sentence form. The word smack means to hit forcefully. Fine. Appalisuvike, chatak se marna. Next one. He was reluctant to talk to her. The word reluctant means unwilling. Manasillada, asantrisht. The next word, factious, stupid. Let's see the usage. The factious king fell into the trap of the lady with the donkey. Mankutana, buddhiheen. Yes. Let's see which is the word we are going to know. The germ frowned its face when it could not enter the body. Imagine germ frowning the face, the meaning of frown. It is facial expression showing a kind of shrinking of the face. More muri, bhum. John had wagered his school bag that the school will never open. Then what is this? Keeping the school bag? Let's see the meaning of wager. It is bet. Bhaji kattu, bazi. She was moody and petulant. The picture itself shows the emotion of this particular girl. Let's see the meaning of petulant. Ill-tempered. ಸಿಡಿಮಿಡಿಗೊಳ್ಳುವ ಚಿಡ್ಚಿಡಪನ್. Ishika grinned when she saw her surprise gift. What's the meaning of the word grin? To smile widely. Yes, here hallu bidu. When we are surprised, we show all our teeth and give a broad smile. Dhan dikhate hue muskana. Yes, the next one, pinafore. Let's see. Here the girl of this story within the story, Bertha, used the pinafore. Loose garments without sleeves worn over clothes to keep them clean. Let's see here. The picture shows pinafores are worn. Usually we call it as apron also while washing and doing some kitchen work. Fine. The goat kid leaps and bounds in the field. What's the meaning of leaps and bounds? Very quickly, jumping quickly, leaping and bounding. Fine. The shrubbery were spread in the field far away. You could see here the plants are not tall, they are very short to the ground level. So, let us see the meaning of shrubbery. It is undergrowth, small plants which never grow tall. Okay. Here is something, rabbit sniffs and finds out its food. What is the meaning of sniff out? It is recognizing or recognized by smell. ವಾಸನೆ ಹಿಡಿಯುವುದು and सूद कर pata lagana. Let's see here. One of the zebras is dissentient among the striped ones. Could you see the zebra? One is completely different. So, what is the meaning of dissentient? It is different. Yes. Bhinna Bhipraya. Here it is Bhinna Bhipraya. Bhinna Mataka. Well, Manasa's friend undermined her idea about annual day celebration. Let's see the meaning of undermined. It is damaged. Yes, it is Durbalagolisida. Next is Nashtakarna. V3, that is vocabulary 3. Write the synonyms and antonyms for the following words. Synonym is same in meaning, antonym is opposite in meaning. Let's see. Some of the words are given in our text, few words we will look into it with some illustrations. Calm. Synonym, peaceful or quiet. Antonym, stressed or stormy. Ignore. Synonym, neglect, unnotice. Antonym, recognize or notice. Next, gentle. Synonym, kind, polite. Antonym, cruel, rude. Curious. Synonym of curious, puzzling, strange. Opposite, ordinary, common. Humble. Meek, mild. Antonym, arrogant, proud. pleasant. The meaning, nice, jolly. The opposite, awful, offensive. Dignified, noble, courtly. Antonyms are undignified, ignoble. Charming, delightful, pleasing. Antonym, charmless or repulsive. Let's see the next exercise. Now, here when we refer to past tense, the word always come to us is ed forms. Fine. Now, let's listen to the reading of the following words. Carefully listen and let's just find out what are the changes while we are reading these and how the pronunciation goes. Asked, wanted, decided, moved, learned, labeled, looked, liked, knitted, baked, bagged, crowded, gathered, chanted, bombed. Did you find the difference? In all these words there are ed, but still, could you find the difference in the pronunciation of the ed part? Let's know more about this. Note the past marker ed getting pronounced as t, d, id. When we read the previous clipping, we found the differences. Fine. Let's see here. What are these ed forms of action words or verbs known as? These are regular verbs. Regular verbs are verbs that follow the same change, that is ed in the past and in the participle, with few rules to be remembered. Let's see few examples. We have present, past and participle. We'll see one word, one action word or the verb. Let's see. Here walk, walked, walked. Fine. We usually use them in this form like V1, V2, V3. If you are in practice of that, you can keep in mind in the same way. Otherwise, present, past, participle. Let's have this. Are there any change here? Walk, walked, walked. We have added ed in the past form or as well in the participle form. Have we found any changes in walked spelling? Now, let's see the next word. Dance. Danced, danced. Now, look at the spelling here. Dance ends with E. In the next past tense, D is added. Yes, when E is already present there, we need to only add D. Let's move to the next one. Carry. Carried, carried. Y is changed to I and ed is added. Whenever the word ends with Y preceded by a consonant, like for example, C-A-R-R-Y, R is a consonant and Y ends there, and it takes ed only when Y is changed to I. That is why the spelling is C-A-R-R-I-E-D, carried. So, here there is a spelling change also, we need to look into that. That is what we were telling about rules to be remembered. Fine. And the exemption here while ending in Y, play, P-L-A-Y, play. Here Y will not change to I because there is a vowel before Y. So, make a note of these small mnemonics for us to remember the spellings, some of the prefixes, suffixes, plurals, comparative degrees, superlative degrees. We need to keep these mnemonics in mind. Fine. Plan, planned, planned. Here also we are adding ed. N is doubled. Why N is doubled? Look at the root word, present tense form, plan, P-L-A-N, plan. There the word ends with a vowel and a consonant. Then the last consonant will be doubled when it is taking the past tense and participle. For example, clap, C-L-A-P. A is a vowel, P is a consonant. So, the vowel, one single vowel and the consonant it ends with, and there P is doubled. Fine. But whereas when we say cool, C-O-O-L, cool, here two vowels are there, one consonant is there. So, there will not be any doubling of letters here. Bear this in mind, children, whenever you see certain words like this with the past forms, just recall more way of remembering the spellings. Now, write the words in the appropriate columns given below with the t, asked, d, moved, id, chanted. Fine. Let us see. T, d, id. Let us see one by one. Quickly we will read it out. Asked, looked, liked, baked. The ed is pronounced as t. Here. Moved, learned, bagged, gathered, bombed. D sound. Now it is id sound. Wanted, decided, knitted, crowded, chanted. Id sound. We are going to do a little more of learning about it, that is t with ed. Please read through this one. Next, k, that is shocked, and read through this one. F, laugh. Okay, it must be laughed. Fine. Push, sh sound, pushed, and many other sh ending words. Ch ending word, branch, branched. Many more words. Dance, s. C, after C if there is a E, it is s sound, and yes also takes the s sound. Danced, a roast. Take a look at it. Let us see id sound, ed. T, when the verb ends with t, it takes id sound. Voted, wanted, tempted, unexpected. When the verb ends with d sound and takes ed form, then it is pronounced as id. Demanded, provided, awarded, wedded. Leaving those 6 plus 2, 8 sounds, all others takes the ed form, they are pronounced as d sound. Well, children, these are the words. Now, you could just slowly go through these. You have many examples, and your teachers also will help you do this one, and we could learn how ed in their past tense they take the pronunciation of t, d and id. Now, children, listening to the video story, you will be filling or answering these questions. They are in your textbook as well. Please open it and put a tick over which question is asked for your home assignment. Yes. Now, here are few words which we did it. This exercises we did it. Read the following words aloud. Note the past marker ed getting pronounced as t, d, id. Now, these are the words, and you are going to make 3 columns and put which are the words that come under t, d and id. Yes. Children, we have come to the end of this lesson. I hope you had a nice time listening to this lesson, and maybe you have to read the lesson again, the story again with the beautiful expressions and pronunciations and beautiful words being used in the story by the bachelor from this story, and read the story again and again. It inspires us. Fine, children, and this is the end. Thank you for being with me, children. Take care and be safe. Thank you.